Hello, everyone, and welcome to the virtual ratings candidate orientation. I'm Cheryl Faust, ratings chair.
And I'm Barb Yackel, Director of Events for PSA.
Your ratings team is hard at work, headed up by Denise Williamson, the third vice president. I, of course, am ratings chair. Barb Yackel is Director of Events, and Heidi T-Bear is Senior Director of Coaching Development. Here is your ratings committee. Each discipline has a committee chair. So if you have a discipline specific question, please reach out to any of these folks and they will help you.
Pre-exam information will come in the form of emails from byackle@skatepsa.com. The schedule is built and is emailed out for your approval, so please check all times. If you do have a conflict, we're always there to work with you, so please let us know. Candidates have the right to decline any examiners, trial examiners, or observers assigned to the exam. The decision to decline an examiner or trial examiner or observer must be made 14 days prior to your exam. Keep in mind, the trial examiners or observers are there for learning and have no influence on the result of your exam. The week of your exam, watch your inbox. There will be emails with important information. The most important is the Pledge of Confidentiality, which comes as a link that you sign electronically. The link must be submitted before your exam day. Also in the email is contact information in case there is an emergency the day of the exam. Your room manager's cell phone and email will be included. In regards to exam cancellations that are 14 days out, we may have the ability to fill your slot and also give you a refund. Exam cancellations that are 48 hours or less will not receive a refund. It is a courtesy to the panel and the PSA staff.
We are now going to go over some exam tips in order to make your exam the best experience possible. We strongly suggest that you do a Zoom rehearsal, maybe with a friend, prior to the exam day so you get familiar with Zoom and all of the intricacies. We are going to talk about camera angles and how important it is for us to be able to see you. When you're doing your Zoom rehearsal, it's important for you to know the camera angles you need in order for us to see you during demonstrations. We do get a lot of this during exams. All right, so instead you want to mark how far back you need to go so we can see all of you, and that will make for better demonstrations. A couple other tips that I really liked was please make sure that you don't wear the same color socks or shoes as the floor. It's easier for us to be able to see your feet if you make sure that the colors are contrasting. If you are using a hardwood floor, you can use tape and mark an axis or draw circles or anything that you think will help get your point across to us. It's very important when you're taking your exam that you make sure we can see what you're trying to draw. Please use a marker instead of a pen or a pencil, and I'll show you why. You can see the difference in these three turns of pencil, pen, and marker. And of course, because your questions will be asked based on your drawings, it's important that the examiners can see it clearly. When taking your exam, a laptop is preferred, definitely over a phone. In the case of a dire emergency, if you need to use your phone, we will certainly accept it. Just know that it might be difficult for examiners to see everything they need to see. In addition, you will need a strong Wi-Fi signal. Make sure you check that prior to your exam. And please plan for an appropriate space. That means clutter-free, animal-free, lots of space for you to move, dress professionally yet comfortably, and make sure you have water. Let's talk about what actually happens on exam day. We're going to take you through that process. So before your exam, you're going to log in 10 minutes prior to make sure that you log in just fine to Zoom and you're in the correct room and everything's good to go. You will be placed in the waiting room until the examiners are ready to start your exam. When you are brought into the exam room, you will then be introduced to your panel, as well as any trial examiners, observers, and of course the room manager. Your actual exam will start with an initial assessment. These questions will be put on the screen in a PowerPoint, and you have some options here. You can either read them to yourself and answer, you can have a panelist read the questions out loud, or you can read the questions out loud to yourself. They are true, false, and short answer. We will then go through all of the categories of the exam. Some disciplines have video analysis. You are being judged based on your analysis of the video, so please make sure that if there are any issues with the video, any glitches, that you tell us. We are going to play the video in slow motion for you as well as regular motion. But again, it is critical that you tell us if there are any issues and you can't see the video correctly. All throughout the exam, you want to make sure that you use demonstrations, tips and tricks, catchy phrases, and your drawings. This will help get your point across to the examiners, just like you're in a lesson. There will be follow-up questions. This is not a bad thing. This just means that we need a little bit more information from you. At the conclusion of the exam, you will be placed back in the waiting room while the examiners deliberate. You will then be brought back into the exam room and given your results. Feel free to take notes on any of the feedback that you receive.
Post-exam process is as follows. Your exam sheets will be emailed to you within 3 days of the exam. First-time candidates who are successful will receive a ratings pin from the PSA office. The ratings pin is sponsored by Jackson Ultima. Rating certificates and letters are mailed, and 1 PSA educational credit is automatically issued for taking the exam. Candidate feedback is vitally important to the rating process. We really encourage candidates to complete the exam evaluation that will be emailed to you in the wrap-up email on the day of the exam.
It's important that you know that if you're taking a registered exam, that we have a slightly different process. For the registered exams with 2 assigned examiners and no backup examiner, the candidate must pass by both examiners, or if there is a split panel, the exam recording will be sent to a 3rd examiner for a final decision. You will then be notified within 48 hours of the final decision.
You need to expect the unexpected. In our technical world, we need to be prepared for almost anything. Technical issues or examiner emergencies will be handled by the room manager and or the monitor. If there are issues, the candidate will be notified of the situation and what will happen and how the exam will proceed.
We are so excited that you are on your ratings journey. And if this is your first ratings exam, welcome. And we want to wish everyone good luck. We are here to help you. Here is our PSA office number and our emails. Please do not hesitate to reach out to us, and good luck taking your exams.